How's it going, everybody? Welcome into the weekly warehouse preview. We've got some exciting things today. Just me today, no Hunter, he's on vacation. So I'm just gonna be rambling about all the different discs we got. But I'm gonna start with some exciting stuff on the drop shelf here. We'll get right into it. And the first thing I wanna mention, we've got the Shaman, the Konner Shaman, back with a new stamp, the Shaman stamp right here. A lot of people really wanted the Konner Shaman. If you don't remember, we had the original version of this stamp drop in our monthly subscription box. You'll never be able to get that stamp anywhere else. That was exclusive to that box, but we've redesigned it and we're doing a very limited drop here tonight, if you're watching this on Friday. And these are gonna go fast. I am predicting they're gonna go very fast. So make sure you're on the site and ready to grab one if you want it. If you've never checked out the Shaman, it's a really great throwing putter. I've really enjoyed throwing it. Understable, typically right out of the box you can throw highs or flips. They glide really far though as well. They have a comfortable shallow feel in the hand, and this is their premium plastic. And like I said, if you want to get one of these or multiple of these, be there on the site 5 p.m. Eastern when these drop, because they are going to go really quick. We only have a limited amount. Konner Shaman, if you want to, if you want more, sell them out fast. Who knows? Maybe we'll reorder them, but make sure you're there to get some. Another thing that sells out pretty quick these days are the Robbie C Wizards. If you haven't checked these out, this is like his own blend of plastic they've done here. It's like a grippier version of the pure white plastic. I actually really love it. I think it's one of my favorite putter blends I've felt out of Gateway, and has the cool wizard duck on there. Dennis the Duck, I think is what he calls that. And yeah, so we have these in blue and kind of this red color here, and we have a good few in stock, but people have been buying these up too, so make sure to check these out if you haven't yet. Really great blend for the wizard, and it's a custom blend to Robbie C. Other stuff on the drop shelf. We've got some new Trilogy. First, we've got the Royal Sense Savior. So the Savior is an overstable approach disc that dropped a little while back. Now it is in the Royal Sense plastic. This isn't like the other Royal line plastic. It's the baseline version. You've probably seen this in some of their putters. And everybody knows overstable approach discs are awesome in baseline plastic. You get to beat them in a little bit quicker. They get to that straight flight with the forehands before they dump out. It's a lot of fun, and this is a great mold. I really like the Savior. It's a very comfortable disc. They're all bored flat, which is really nice, what you want in that overstable approach disc, and a great mold. So we've got those in the Royal Sense plastic now. Something I'm really excited here is we've got the Nordic Phenom 3. And the reason why I'm so excited about that is because A, these awesome colors, and B, this is kind of the return of the Cloudbreaker. So Nordic Phenom has historically, I think he's been running a PD, if I remember correctly, or maybe some other discs as well. But because Eagle McMahon left and the DD3 was open, it looks like Nicholas Antala has it now, because this is the Horizon DD3, which is what the Cloudbreaker was, same disc, but with his new Nordic Phenom logo on there, and in some awesome colorways. So if you're a Cloudbreaker fan and you are looking for the next iteration, well, it's back, only in the form of the Nordic Phenom. So make sure to check these out. We've got some really cool swirls. Only have a few of them, but we've got a nice little selection, so make sure to grab them. All right, next thing we have here, Halo Destroyers. Just wanted to mention these, one of the most popular distance drivers out there. Calvin Heimberg go-to disc out there. Every pro loves throwing these discs because they're reliable and overstable. These are typically the most overstable destroyers you get out of the box. Super, super fast, very overstable. Make sure to be throwing these. If you have the arm speed or if you're looking to battle wind, that is exactly what you want this disc for. And we have a ton of the different Halo colors right now. Really loving, and some of these, I mean, look at this red one, have that pop top dome. And the great thing about these discs too is even though they start out really overstable, once you beat them in, I feel like the more overstable a destroyer is, the more once you beat it in, it turns into a distance disc for sure. Like they will go super, super far. So make sure to check it out. Really good run of Halo. Feels really nice. All right. One final thing to talk about on the drop shelf, not a disc, is we have new grip sacks. These are actually tacky sacks, and we've got a ton of different new varieties here, new designs. Let me check them all out for you. There's so many. Okay. So obviously, if you haven't seen these before, they're kind of like a chalk pouch that you basically keep in your bag to get your hands dry. If you're like me and your hands sweat a lot, especially during the warm months right now, you need these. So we got a Bogey Bros here, pretty neat. We've got this foundation one, probably one of my favorites. Really like that design. We got a American flag kind of dark horse one there, pretty sweet. We've also got a Robbie C with some pizza in the background. I really love the pizza on that. A Tour Life, boom. A cool Heck Yeah one right there with the Foundation logo. And then a grip lock pouch as well. So these are new. We've got all these new designs. They're a lot of fun. We have a bunch of all of them. Make sure to check those out. Like I said, they're an essential. If you struggle with getting grip on the disc, pick one of those up. It's gonna help you out a lot. All right, back here in the back aisle, I'm gonna talk to you about a little restock we just had in the Gateway section, and not just Gateway, some of the brands that they manufacture as well. So first thing I'll mention is the AGL Baobab. This is made by Gateway. If you've never thrown the Baobab, this is known as one of the most overstable discs on the planet. It's, I would say, more overstable than a Zone OS. It has an interesting shape to it, but I mean, this thing goes so, it fades so quickly, it's insane. You can throw crazy flex lines. It doesn't go super far. It's a lot of fun. If you're somebody who loves that kind of disc, this is for you. It really is a joy to throw. Another disc that fits that category, also manufactured by Gateway, is the Stego from Reptilian Disc Golf. This is kind of the OG, like, it cannot be beat overstable disc. This has been around for a little while. Very similar to the Baobab in feel. This plastic has a little bit more softness to it actually, but yeah, another similar one where it's just gonna be super, super overstable for you no matter how you throw it. Flex lines, any kind of upshot, it's gonna be crazy overstable. Moving on to the Gateway, I'll walk you through some of the molds we have here. Some of my favorite ones, we have the Devil Hawk. This is a really cool overstable approach disc, not like the Baobab or the Stego. It's not quite as overstable, but what I like about this is it has very little glide, which you might think, why would I want a little glide in a disc golf disc? Well, it means it's gonna stay close to the basket. It's a little more controllable for those touch shots around the basket where you're not worried about the disc taking off on you. It's gonna sit. Really, really fun disc there. Some other Gateway molds we've got in here right now. The Journey. This is a cool one. These are like a longer distance driver, 11 speed, but they're one of the best rollers out there. They also just are good for hyzer flips. It's really comfortable. I think it's one of their most comfortable distance drivers, and really did a cool job with this plastic blend and stamp combo. It looks really nice. Some other ones we got here, the Spear. This is a favorite of a lot of the Gateway throwers. This is an understable fairway driver. It's a 9-speed. Goes really, really far for a 9-speed and also has a ton of glide. Very useful disc out there. And then two of Konner's favorite, if you've been following his bag at all, we have Shamans in stock, have a few of those, and also the Spirit. This is the disc that he loves to throw for those forehands. It's an overstable distance driver. He likes to chop them over and have them fade back. So these are his two go-to molds. And actually, I'll mention one more down here because I noticed one that I see, or that I used to bag. This is a Gateway Warrior. I actually used to bag one of these in college. It is comparable to like an Innova Gator, or maybe a the new, or like a Buzz OS maybe from Discraft, something like that. Maybe a Drone, that's probably a better one from Discraft. Overstable mid-range, but it's a 5-speed, so it's got some speed to it, but you can really rip on it and trust it into some wind. Really nice. So check out the Gateway restock and all the other molds there. We don't always have restock for them, so if you're a Gateway fan, make sure to grab some of these discs. All right, last thing I want to mention over here, the accessory shelf. I want to talk about the patches, okay? I don't know how many of you know we have these on our site, but we've got all these different fun patches, like the grip locked one here, or this Yuli Horse one here, or perhaps even this Tour Life patch right here. Really cool, super affordable, and what these are used for is spicing up your disc golf bag. A lot of you have disc golf bags that have Velcro somewhere on them for accessories like this, and it is so much fun to throw on patches, different combinations, whatever you want. I always have mine loaded up with patches. So make sure to check these out. We have a bunch of different ones on the site. Check out the accessories page, and they're really neat, and they're not super expensive, and they're a fun way to spice up your disc golf bag. Other accessories I want to mention, I want to talk about our hats. We've been talking about these for a while, but our new, kind of we're calling them, I think, are college hats, but they're 5-panel hats, really nice. We have them in a few different colors, brown, khaki, and blue. And this has been a favorite of a lot of people. A lot of people are always asking about if these are on the site. They are. Make sure to check them out in the apparel section. You'll find them. And then, as always, we have a bunch of new shirts for all the different podcasts and such. And we're just always stocking the accessory stuff. You need a new towel, we've got towels with the Foundation logo on there as well. Important to have on your bag. Make sure to always be keeping an eye on the apparel and accessories because we do update them, and especially apparel. I want to mention a lot of the shirts we don't have in person, but we are more than ever updating the print-on-demand shirts on our site. Almost weekly, I feel like we're coming up with a new shirt. So make sure to keep an eye on the apparel just to see what's dropping, because we're doing a lot more these days than we have in the past. So it's important not to miss those when they drop if you see a design that you like, because they won't necessarily always be up on the site. All right, wanted to make a quick stop over the Prodigy section before I go to talk about a few molds over here. First of all, if you haven't seen them yet, the new MX2, we still have these in stock. An awesome overstable mid-range. It really pairs nicely with the MX1, another one of their newer mids. If you haven't been messing around with this MX line, they actually have an MX3. This is a bit older one, but also slightly newer in relative to the Prodigy lineup. But if you haven't checked out the MX line, these discs are awesome. You have like a straight with a little bit of fade at the end. This one pushes a little bit further, and this is the most overstable, the MX2. I know that's not maybe the most intuitive thing, but they are really, really great. I really love what they've done with these discs. I would compare this to maybe like a Gator type disc, whereas this one's a little bit slower. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Other molds I want to talk about over here is the F7, mostly because I've been bagging one now for a few months, and it's one I used to throw back in college, mostly for rollers, but I've learned now that they're a lot of fun to throw just for like easier hyzer flips. This is one of those molds that is very understable, so if you don't have a lot of arm speed, you're going to be able to get a lot of use out of this disc. But if you do throw a little bit faster, you're going to love the way that you can manipulate it. Very easy. You can throw with a ton of hyzer, get a nice big flip out of it, get it down for rollers really easy, throw soft forehands and have them pop up. A lot of fun. Make sure to check out the F7. I have like a Spectrum one just like this in my bag, and it's been great for me. Last thing I want to mention is right now we are still running our Father's Day sale. It's code DAD. Code DAD gets you up to 15% off the site, excluding MVP, and that is going to be running through Father's Day. So make sure to get on that. You still have time. You still have time. We're still like a week and a little bit away from Father's Day. Still have time to get a gift for your dad. What better gift than a disc golf disc? And we're running a sale just for that. So remember, use code DAD, get up to 15% off the site, excluding MVP. Make sure to check that out. Also, make sure to be back here next Friday for another weekly warehouse preview. We'll see you then.